una gran invitada, cantante y compositora estadounidense. Ella es LP, pues que lleva cerca ya pues, de 2 décadas en la industria musical, componiendo pues para ella, para otros artistas, como Cristina Aguilera, los Backstreet Boys también. Rihanna también podríamos hablar. Y bueno, hablemos sobre el lanzamiento de este segundo sencillo, How Long Can You Go? Este sencillo, digamos que es esa continuación de The One That You Love. El sencillo pues ya está disponible en todas las plataformas digitales. Bienvenida, LP, a Estereofónica.
Okay.
Porque bueno.
LP,
Yeah.
Giovanni, you hear me? Okay, the first question
yeah,
is...
I do now, but I didn't, like, after she said all that stuff, I didn't hear anything. Sorry.
Okay, so we are going to go question by question, okay?
Okay.
So, your new song and your new album.
Yeah. Yes.
What is it about? We know we have some information that you also related with Dia de los Muertos, and we want to know what is it about.
Well, you know, I mean, I think it's like Dia de los Muertos was just like a bit of a nod toward the, you know, just playing with fire as far as like, you know, like when you're out and you're, you know, having like, to me anyway, when you're having these like late night kind of like shenanigans, sometimes I get very like kind of like, oh wow, you know, if you go down this road too far, you could go all the way down that road, you know, which plays into like just you know, experiences of mine. You know, I even have a friend that did go down the absolute worst road and paid for it with their lives. You know, a few different friends. So you know, it's just about kind of always being kind of aware of that things could get worse, you know, if you're not careful. You have to like, you know, keep yourself in the right lane sometimes.
LP, este es un video grabado durante la pandemia, por supuesto con todas las precauciones tomadas durante esta grabación. ¿Cómo fue esta experiencia teniendo en cuenta, digamos, la situación actual que estamos viviendo en este momento?
Okay, we know that this video was recorded in this pandemic situation we all are we living, and knowing that you have all taking care of all situations. But how was the experience to make a video with all this situation, with the lockdown and all that stuff?
I mean, one of the biggest pain in the asses about making a video right now is that you have to spend all this money to get everybody tested. You know, that's I think that's one of the hardest things. You know, it's like having to like put that in the budget is just like so extra. You know, it's like it really digs into the into the budget a bit. So there's that, and you know, you have to, you know, like use a smaller crew and cast and everything, but you know, I feel like for the most part I've worked with great people who have just been so professional, and it's kind of gone off without a hitch, you know, as far as like, you know, everyone's got masks on and all the things. So I feel like we were able to like get around it, and I think both these videos, the one that you love and How Low Can You Go, I feel like hold up even in non-pandemic times. So I'm happy about that.
Claro, claro que sí. Además que la música de LP es genial, ¿no? Tanto así que también ha sonado en varias series. LP, ¿cómo se siente esto?
Okay, LP, knowing that your music, your amazing music goes to everybody. You have the power to let your music get deep into your heart. And also your music is not only played on radio or Spotify or the platforms. Now we see that LP music is getting into series, TV show, Netflix series. How you feel about it?
I mean, always great. I mean, you know, anytime you could go like cross mediums, you know, it's really cool to you know, to have your song in a movie or a TV show, you know. It just goes to show you, it's kind of like how they talk about uh, a song changes. Like everyone has a different reason for liking a song. A lot of times, you know, like Dave Grohl, you know, has said about how, like, you know, when you're singing a song and there's 20,000, you know, different versions of it, like it's being sung back to you, like these people, it means something different to them. So I feel like that's like with a show, a song going in a show, it feels like that. It's like all of a sudden the it's like a part of this narrative, this new story, and I love that. I mean, it's very cool, very flattering, very inspiring. I think, you know, to like have you know, to have a different perception of like what that song means.
Canción Lost on You, que es un hit mundial, una canción con mucho sentimiento, que de hecho superó recientemente los 2.000 millones de reproducciones, también ha sido el número uno en 18 países y alcanzó el número uno en casi todas las listas internacionales. LP, ¿en algún momento se imaginó que esta canción iba a ser tan exitosa?
Okay, LP, going back to Lost on You and the amazing numbers that the song have reached, passing through the 200 million streamings and being number one in more than 18 countries. I think that every country that had a pop radio station had this song at number one. How you feel about it?
It's amazing, you know. It's just it's astonishing that, like, you know, you could I remember, like, you know, writing just the title in my phone that I wanted to talk about, you know, and like kind of conceptualizing what I wanted to talk about in the song, you know, and it, you know, came out of a difficult situation with a ex lover and all that stuff, you know, and then I was played it for my label I was on at the time, and I was dropped after they heard it. So that the whole idea of that song, that song's own journey, you know, as far as like the world, is like insane. And it's just you know, it's why I got into this, because I just think that, like, you just never know what's going to happen in life in general. And so I always, like, you know, and I tell the story so many times about, you know, playing that song for my old label, and them like not thinking anything of it and dropping me, and then signing to a little new label, and that song taking off, because I want people to be inspired that, you know, just because some fucking dick in a suit on the other side of a desk says I don't like the song, that that doesn't mean it, you know, it can't come back and be a hit and make a lot of people very happy. And you know, so like keep writing songs, keep and, you know, not just writing songs, keep being you, keep doing your thing, keep putting everything you got out there in the world, and let it do its thing, and don't let, you know, anyone else tell you that you can't do something or something like that. All right.
Claro,
You know,
claro.
you didn't make the face, you didn't make the, all right, you gotta go like that. That's your face again. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm
No.
saying? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Feels good, doesn't it? That defines it. Anyway.
Bueno, sí, es definitivamente una canción muy, pero muy poderosa. Pero también hay algo muy poderoso en la vida de LP y es el ukelele. ¿Cómo funciona esa relación del ukelele con LP?
Okay, LP, there is
Yeah.
another powerful thing in your life, that is the ukulele, that instrument that you play.
It is very powerful. It's like me, small but powerful.
Yeah, and that's the question. How is that relation between LP and the ukulele?
Well, you know, I like all things in my life to be small, so I look bigger. That's the main goal. But I think you know, the ukulele just the ukulele is a symbol for me, because I started playing the ukulele when I was just writing for other people, and I truly did not think that my my career as an artist, where I was going to sing the songs, was going to come back like to me. I didn't, I didn't know. I just was like, I was just happy to be writing songs, and making, making my living from music. I was just like, oh, thank you. And I started playing the ukulele just for fun. What a concept. Because, when you make a passion or something you love a job, it's dangerous. It's like something, it's like kind of like how you love playing sports when you're a kid, but then when you grow up and you need to do sports to stay fit, you're just like, sucks, but it, music can get like that if you're not careful. And I feel like the ukulele just reminded me of the joy of just sitting down and making music just for the fun of it for myself, which is why I started doing this. And then it all kind of came back to me like that playing that instrument kind of brought me whistling, like, because I always whistled, and I brought that into my music, and then it just brought these like songs into existence, like that were only like for me, like when I wrote Into the Wild, I wasn't even on a label. I didn't even know I was going to start that going back to being an artist. So it was like a very kind of like weird time. But when I wrote Into the Wild, it wasn't like I was like, I'm not, giving this to anyone. This is my song. It's like, it was like I just started writing songs that like I just couldn't really give to anyone or like picture giving to someone. It was such an artist kind of like song. And so yeah, so the ukulele is a symbol for new beginnings and for rediscovering joy for me.
Genial, genial. Bueno, hablábamos de, digamos, de estos lanzamientos, de todo eso que LP ha hecho en el 2020 o que hizo en el 2020, pero también hay algo que tenía previsto, ¿no? Que definitivamente pues, se pospuso por el COVID-19 y fue esa gran gira mundial, ¿no? Que al final pues se hizo, ¿no? Pero se hizo virtual, se transmitió en vivo desde los estudios de The Hype en Los Ángeles en agosto. Podríamos decir que, bueno, fue un evento sin precedentes. En fin, ¿cómo fue esta experiencia y en qué momento pues decidió hacer una gira virtual?
Okay, LP, several releases you had in 2020. And well, that amazing moment that you had a concert, a virtual show from Los Angeles that you had in August. How was that experience? How was the experience to have a virtual release? How you felt about
it? To have a what?
The virtual release, the virtual concert, the virtual activity.
The virtual.
In August,
sorry.
In August that you had.
It was cool, I mean, it's a little like, it's a little hard, like singing like so hard, and then like, and then there's silence, but I could psychically feel people out there, and like I was happy to be there, because I miss everybody very much, and I know they miss each other, they miss me and whatever, and it felt good to connect even virtually with everybody. It's not the preferred connection, but in in absence of anything else, I think it was great, and I was really happy with it.
Bueno, sé que estamos cortos de tiempo, pero quiero preguntarle a Opi cómo ha vivido estos momentos de pandemia y qué vendrá para este año.
Okay, LP, we know that we are short of time. This is the last question, and well, the last question is how you feel about this very particular situation in lockdown, and what you expect for 2021. What's coming?
I don't know what to say about the lockdown. I mean, I think ultimately it'll be something that I think, depending on how you handle it, will be I think when I think back to sometimes, like we were just talking about Lost on You, when I think back to the when I wrote that song, the year I wrote that song in 2014, and I remember thinking to myself, like, God, like for a while, for maybe like a year and a half, until all this all this cool stuff happened with that song, I was thinking that 2014 was like one of the worst years ever because my relationship went down the tubes. My career was like kind of got like shut down a little bit. Like I knew that they weren't going to like really push my record. I had all new people at the label that didn't believe in me after having everybody believing in me. And so I felt like, life had kind of fallen apart in 2014. But then, a year and a half later, or maybe a little more, but about that, everything switched around, and it was like suddenly the best time, like a boom time in my life. I had a new relationship. My song was going to number one in all these countries, and so I thought like that that song, actually I wrote that song during this terrible year, and it was a few songs that changed my life. So I think that this is that kind of time. It's like fertile ground to make adjustments or to like create things that are going to yield crops in the future. Like it's like time to like plant the seeds that grow into something. And I feel like for me, I think this past year and this year is like I've gotten to really be hands-on with like the songs that are getting on this record, and then there's many songs that would never have even been written if it wasn't home. So I'm always I think I think the whole idea of being grateful for what you have right now it's always like kind of in my mind, and I feel like that's the way. But I think that things will get off to a slow start. I'm hoping that in the fall things will start to gravitate toward some of the things we used to see. And then I think I think there's a lot of good stuff coming is what I think. There you go. And on a positive note, we're good.
Okay, well.
Claro que
I had
sí.
too much coffee.
Gracias por estar con nosotros.
You missed the part about the sorry.
Gracias, Elpi, por acompañarnos en Estereofónica. Y a todos
Okay, LP, thank you for being with us in Stereofonica.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.